A lot of these videos are compare and contrast because I want to make sure people know the differences between the two, where we're headed, what kind of mentality we're going to have, how we should be thinking about things, because how you think about things, how you place them in a frame of reference inside of your mind is what you are able to see. So it's very important that you have a correct outlook on what it is, all that is, what this is. For this talk, today's the leap year day, February 29th, 2016. For this talk, I'm going to go over the pale blue dot of Carl Sagan's philosophy and stellar metamorphosis versus the two versus each other, in other words. In the pale blue dot, it's clear that it's stated that life is only on Earth. Now, I think that's a very, very big assumption that they make, but they want it to be true because, that's what they're comfortable with. Instead of stellar metamorphosis, life is everywhere. Life is all over the universe in abundance. There are civilizations that are beyond us, and there are trillions of civilizations out there, and many thousands of them visit us on a weekly basis. So, pale blue dot, I think, loses in this regard. Pale blue dot also has Earth as just a rock, just formed as is. It's insignificant. Stellar metamorphosis has Earth as an ancient star at the end of its evolution. It's much more rich, and there's much more to be explained now that we have this new theory. With pale blue dot, it's just a rock. Who gives a shit? In pale blue dot, stars are sterile. They're not involved in the formation of life because they're too hot. Little did Carl Sagan know that stars cool down and they form life as they shrink, collapse, and die, and lose their mass to solar wind, solar radiation, photoevaporation, impacts, you name it. Stellar metamorphosis stars, they cool and become life-hosting worlds. They are the very location for the process of life formation. And on ancient stars like the Earth, that still have an appreciable magnetic field and atmosphere, we can literally see life on it. Check it out. In pale blue dot, Earth is small and a byproduct of star formation, meaning it's just a random rock. It doesn't have any significance at all. In stellar metamorphosis, Earth is huge. It actually is pretty fucking big. It's 6 sextillion tons of matter, okay? It's not tiny. Whoever got the impression that this thing is tiny is a fucking idiot. It's a byproduct of stellar evolution. It takes something as large as a star and it makes something as vast as the Earth. I'm sorry. There's no other way. You don't melt metal and iron and make all these chemical compounds via gravity alone. That's ridiculous. As well, Carl Sagan lived in the 1960s and 70s when he thought up this pale blue dot, or maybe even earlier than that. He just didn't have enough insight. He didn't have enough tools in his toolbox. But now that we have more tools in our toolbox using the Kepler Space Telescope, it's going to go up this James Webb Space Telescope in I think in 2019 or 2020, something like that. We're going to find some really cool shit. And the Hubble in the 1980s, 90s, that went up. And another big thing, I think pale blue dot says that life and the wars and everything we know is on Earth and Earth alone. But that closes your mind. Carl Sagan closed a lot of minds. He said, oh, no, I'm opening minds, I'm teaching people, blah, blah, blah. No, you're not. You're using your ego to crush imagination and creativity. If you want to give people imagination, if you want to give them something that they can build on to inspire them, you tell them that all this stuff on Earth, sure, that's all we know for now, but the majority of what we're going to know is up there. That's where we should be focusing our energy and efforts. All this stuff out there. Because we live in a vast galaxy, bigger than anything any one human being can imagine. Meaning all that we will know, the majority of what we will know is up there. Alright, later y'all.